So I've been having revelation after revelation over dinner. So I'm watching the movie The Apprenticeship of Daddy Kravitz. So let me start at the beginning. I'm from Australia. Earlier today I was listening to Dennis Prager's radio show. He'd just come back from his 5th trip to Australia, my homeland. And he said that Australia was overregulated and that Australians were rather reserved. So this American woman phones in. She had lived in Australia. She says Australians are reserved, somewhat timid. When I lived there, I had to change my own enthusiasm. When you're enthused about something, Australians shut you down if you live among them. Even when you're feeling good, they make you aware of what you're saying. When you live there as an American, you have to tone yourself down. I cannot be myself. I thought, yeah, that's right, because when I lived in Australia as a child and then at age 18, I remember we'd say about anyone who got too enthusiastic, oh, he's raving like a Yank. So that's where I'm from. It's kind of a reserved, British-type, Protestant-influenced country. And I was also raised as a Seventh-Day Adventist and a preacher's kid. So Seventh-Day Adventists are Protestants. They're reserved, they're nice, they're not grubby and grasping and worldly ambitious. So Seventh-Day Adventists are often nothing akin to anti-Semitism. There's not this widespread anti-Adventist movement out in the world that wants to murder Adventists. So whenever I went to a church, there was never a security guard outside, and you never had to get patted down for weapons or explosives or things like that. So Adventist theology believes in fearing national Sunday laws and believes in fearing the persecution of the time of the end, but they have no empirical reason as Adventists to fear anyone hurting them in the here and now for being Adventists. So I'm watching The Apprenticeship of Daddy Kravitz, and it starts to make sense of much of my Jewish experience. So Daddy Kravitz is about a working class Jewish kid in Montreal, and he rises to power using some rather grubby means. So that made me think, yeah, most of the Jews I've known have been polite Jews. They're professionals, doctors, lawyers, accountants, dentists, college professors, teachers. And they're concerned with how the wider non-Jewish society views them. And so they're very concerned about how Jews come across, Jewish image to non-Jews. And they're what I'll call the polite Jews. Now, until I started going to a Hasidic shul, I'd never attended a synagogue where everyone didn't go to college. But if I go to a Hasidic shul, like I'll meet Jewish plumbers. I'd never met Jewish plumbers before. I didn't know they even existed. I wasn't used to Jews with muscles who did manual labor. So all the other shuls I went to, which were mainly modern Orthodox conservative reform, everybody went to college. They were professionals, doctors, lawyers, etc. And they were concerned with how the Goyim viewed them. Now, when I was growing up, there was no phrase like, what will the non-Adventists think? Like, we weren't really obsessed with how the majority of society viewed us. Now, a big part of me loves the street and getting dirty, so for 2 years during college I worked construction, I worked landscaping, and I like getting dirty. I moved to Los Angeles in 1994, and I started sniffing around Hollywood, and eventually I started chronicling LA's dirtiest parts, such as the porn industry. Here I met a very different type of Jew. There was one not concerned with the acceptance and approval of the wider Christian society, one not afraid to get dirty, to traffic in human flesh and drugs and organized crime and the like. So a Daddy Kravitz type of Jew. So the polite Jews, who are the majority Jews in my understanding, generally scorn the dirty, grubby, grasping Jews who are trafficking in human flesh and doing very morally dubious things and illegal things and working with organized crime, money laundering, etc. So I know this because by immersing myself among the dirty Jews to chronicle them, I've become a dirty Jew in many eyes of polite Jews. So I guess I'll never really be upstanding and polite. I'm grubby. On the other hand, I've never been comfortable with grubbing or grasping for money. I think that's part of my heritage, my Protestant reserved heritage. My father's got 2 PhDs, so that kind of academic heritage, being a preacher's kid, we don't chase money. So many of my friends are modern Orthodox Jews. They're the polite Jews generally. They're part of the wider society. They're concerned about how non-Jews view them. And there are the Hasidic Jews, the you know, the ultra-Orthodox Jews, and ironically the porn Jews and the Hollywood Jews, and you know, Jews who traffic in very dubious and quasi-legal or outright illegal enterprises. And these type of Jews don't care so much about the opinion of the wider society. They're mainly concerned with their own little world and getting what they want. They're not concerned what the Goyim will think. So I'm very attracted to both groups of Jews. I'm not sure which group I most belong in. I do like it in the gutter, but I don't want to live there. Now, as the street Jew who will chew gum while he's making a video, like a polite Jew would never do this. They'd be more concerned with their image.